Hi there, this is Rob, and this is the 2-minute overnight overview for Monday. There was a close call from Friday to review, and some new research to share that could trigger this afternoon. Let's first take a look at Friday's odds sheet. There was a fair amount of green on the screen, since several of the index securities we track met the minimum criteria for a possible long trade. There was also an EdgeFinder study that showed 13 of the past 15 times ES closed under similar conditions, it had gapped up the next day. But ES did not quite qualify when looking at the odds sheet. While internals numbers were strong, both price action and seasonality showed mixed odds. This left the averages just a bit short of where they'd need to be to meet the minimum criteria. With seasonality weak, I would only be going for about a 5-point profit. I considered a long trade, but decided against it since potential reward was fairly low and the odds were borderline. So let's take a look at the overnight action to see how it played out. After closing at 14.24, ES did put in some gains overnight. My 5-point target would have been hit had I taken an aggressive long position. Much of the gains were given back in the hours leading up to the open, though. ES and other futures all gapped up slightly, while the ETFs saw light down gaps. This is due to the fact that the market sold off a few points between the 4 p.m. market close on Friday and the 4:15 p.m. futures close. Now let's take a look at the daily chart, and I'll discuss a study there. After the small gap up, the market has not done much yet this morning. If the selling from last week does carry over, ES could easily find itself posting a new 20-day low. The last two 20-day lows can be seen right here on the chart. I looked back to the beginning of 2002 and examined overnight performance following other times ES closed at a 20-day low and above its 200-day moving average. Here are the results. Nearly 69% of the 86 instances gapped up the next day, and with gaps up larger on average than gaps down, the profit factor is impressive at nearly 3. So the stats clearly suggest an upside edge. Let's take a look at the profit curve as well, though. Nothing wrong with this. It certainly appears the study would be worth keeping in mind should we close at a new 20-day low today. Thanks for listening, and rest easy.